So you don't want to talk about babies? What were you saying about babies? You kick the babies? Like when babies start crying, you kick them?
No.
No? You drown them? You put them in water until they quit crying?
Baby chahok.
Chahok?
Yeah. No.
Oh, no kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but oh, so they go up to they fly.
Yeah.
In the movie you're watching.
What TV American?
Oh, watch TV, so they fly.
Yeah.
Right? They fly up.
I
I thought no, because you were like, how do the babies cry? How they sad? The baby sad. What do they say? They go.
Pa they asleep.
Right.
Baby no sleep.
No sleep.
Yeah, they hot.
Ha.
Yeah.
Okay.
They hot.
But when they're trying to sleep, they go. Right. Right. And then you made a motion, and like this.
Yeah.
And I thought what you meant was when the baby gets too out of control, you somehow you silence it by drowning it, or maybe kicking it into the ceiling fan. No, none of that. You don't kick it.
No.
You don't drown it.
No.
Oh.
Hot.
So what do? You pick it up and you go, oh, good baby, right? Is that what you? No. I don't know. I like my idea better because it's a solution to a problem. You.
Have baby to be hot. Fly.
Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fly no room. You fly how it fly like.
Okay.
Fly.
Oh,
yeah.
So baby gets sad, it can fly away to be happy again. And then baby fly and it's happy.
Yeah.
Happy, right? Yeah.
Baby happy ngày.
Right. Oh, so the parents, the mom and dad are because baby's gone because it flew away. Okay, now I get it. I get it. Okay.
Baby hot. Baby hot. Tới. Đi fly tới đi trên cái tới kia chuột
Woman, yeah.
Yeah. Woman hay ô là you one here.
Oh.
Tại vì chuột này tại vì chọp này này.
But you know, like, you know, a baby is crying, and then it's sad, and then it flies away, and it's happy, but the parents are sad because the baby's gone. And my idea is much more realistic because my idea actually has happened and continues to happen with babies that are born to really bad parents. I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying that's what I thought she was saying. You baby starts crying, you know, you get a little crazy, you drown it, you something. And here's the thing, she doesn't want to be on camera and you can't understand. For those of you that don't know, I live in Cambodia. I have a Cambodian girlfriend, Seng. She doesn't speak much English, as I talked about in my last podcast last night, actually. So she's trying to explain to me a plot she saw in some movie or TV show she watched from some country on YouTube. So I'm just trying to figure it out. And according to her, when a baby starts crying, it flies away.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the baby's happy because it gets to fly. And I would be too. But the parents are sad because the baby's gone. But at first what I thought she meant was when the baby starts crying, it's going to heaven, which means I thought maybe they drowned it. Or maybe kicked it around like a soccer ball until it stops crying. Mine is more realistic. I guess we can't make fun of babies
Kì tới
anymore.
kì ít tới là nó bị clean. Boy nên clean. Là clean tới bị no fly. Kì đã stop.
Oh, stop. Yeah, yeah.
Tới vì khơi và mình eat. She has to eat.
She has to eat. Yeah.
Vì và mình ập mơ một nè boy.
Right.
Ập một boy. Là boy she has to clean.
Oh, boy is hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean tới vì she has to.
But no food.
Yeah.
Not enough food.
Xe look.
That's very common in developing countries. Yeah.
Là vì xe tới và mình đến cái này khơi là
And that makes me feel bad because I got man boobs because I eat so much. Yeah, I got the man boobs, I got the stomach, and I eat too much. And then there's people out there no food, and that makes me feel bad. That makes me feel bad. They have no food for the baby no food, but me, I'm sitting here pop. Yeah.
Đó là và mình đang vì try ít.
Right.
Try ít. Boy những gì fly tiệt, gì fly tới chọn.
Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chọn đàn này lơ tới. Và mình đang bị thả stop.
Oh, the woman saying, no, come back down.
Yeah.
Come back down because you're my son. Yeah.
Mém chồng của mình.
We'll feed you. We'll find some rice. We'll find a chicken and kill it. We'll climb a mango tree and we'll get you something.
David, này boy kid này.
Just a minute.
No.
No, just the voice. Just talk.
David boy kid stop. Đấy của mình kịp cô lại này.
Put it a little bit closer.
No. Nè, anh nè.
Yeah.
Ấy anh ấy. Ông lấy.
Yeah.
Ông lấy.
No, yeah. Put that to your mouth.
Ông lấy.
There you go. Yeah.
Ông lấy.
Anglais. Backpack.
Đấy. Backpack.
Yes.
Nè.
Because it goes on your back.
Và mình cái pay ở boy. Từ đó phía boy cái phía đó vì cái chuyện của mình cái bye goodbye cái tới go home.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Boy cái mo come back.
So boy grabbed the backpack.
Yeah. Đó phía
he took all the rice. I don't know what's going on.
Là vì bọc tâm lời tới vì khai pa nâng mom. Để lục khơi boy ní boy cơ fly tiệt. Yeah.
I got a beer here. Just hey.
Để cơ bị fly tới. Vì tôi chọc này ăn chăng này là bong kia nữa, là bong sruột kia đó bị chọc mà ngà tạ cái đồ này ngay. Yeah, bị chọc này anh.
I understand.
Chết rồi.
Yeah, okay, I get it. All right. Thank you. I have no idea what the fuck she just said. But she was talking about babies, and I wanted to mention this because apparently mentioning babies in a negative way is not considered a thing anymore. And I didn't know this. I don't know this. In case you don't know, Sarah Silverman, the comedian, the female comedian, and just for the record, female comedians are funny. Not all of them, but then again, not all male comedians are funny. But she is very funny. I've always admired her writing skills and the way her mind works to come up with the bits she does. But anyway, a few years ago when everybody was making fun of like Britney Spears, you guys remember that? You guys remember Britney's meltdown when she shaved her head and everybody had a field day with it. Not just late night talk show guys who obviously have to talk about it, but also like regular news channels. I mean, it was just all over, right? Everybody was making fun of her, blah, blah, blah. Now this documentary comes out about Britney Spears, and everybody's back on the, she's on the list of celebrities you can't make fun of anymore. And I don't really understand why. Listen, it's not meant to be personal or not meant to hurt another human being, but people get famous. They become singers, they become celebrities, they become TV stars, movie stars, and with that comes a certain amount of public scrutiny, because your life is kind of public after that because you're famous. Now, I don't agree with the celebrity culture we have in the West. It's ridiculous to me. Like, and everybody, like with Britney, what they're trying to say is, well, it's not about Britney, it's about what she's going through in her life and how horrible that is for a human being. Okay, I understand, but plenty of people are going through the same thing, and nobody gives a fuck about those people because they're not a big name. You know, all these obsessed fans of these celebrities are just going nuts. I mean, you got these celebrities that have groups of people, and they're making their own fan clubs, and they're attacking anybody that would dare say anything negative about my favorite celebrity. It's just weird. It's fucking crazy. It's uncalled for. I don't like it. Well, why don't we just have a group of people get together on Twitter for a guy named Joe or a guy named Bob? Just let's say there's a guy named Bob. He's just a regular guy. He has 20 followers on Twitter, and he just tweets about his life, like, oh, look at the breakfast my wife made for me, and maybe occasionally, like, oh, we're hurting a little bit financially, but you know, we're doing the best we can to make do. I hope everybody's okay. Just a regular, nice person. Why don't we have like a whole Twitter army following Bob, sticking up for Bob, doing fundraisers for Bob, telling people they can't make fun of Bob? We don't have that because Bob's not a celebrity. So quit hiding behind, oh, you know, Britney's going through this and I'm for the cause, but I don't really care about Britney because you know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. Stop the bullshit. All right. But anyway, a few years ago on the MTV Video Music Awards, Britney Spears was performing live. After her performance, MTV hired Sarah Silverman, the comedian, to come on stage and just do a mini roast of Britney Spears. Right? So everybody is in agreement on what's going to happen. Britney is in agreement of what's going to happen. Sarah is in agreement of what's going to happen. MTV is in agreement of what's going to happen. Everybody knows what's going to happen. Everybody showed up. Britney got paid. Sarah got paid. MTV got their advertising money. Everybody was paid. Everybody was happy. Nobody gave a shit about it until that documentary about Britney came up. And now, of course, like the internet, they're dredging up, oh, shit that people said and calling to task Sarah Silverman. And the biggest thing they're saying about this was she made a joke about Britney's babies at the time being adorable mistakes. And that's the thing that, ooh, just really got under the skin of people. It lit a flame under them because, oh, don't talk about the babies. You can't joke about babies. And why the fuck not? They're the most useless members of society. They don't pay taxes, they don't work, they don't contribute to anything, right? Except landfills, because you got to change them 10 times a day. They don't even have the ability to know when to take a shit in the proper place. You should be able to make fun of babies. And just because she said they were adorable mistakes, yeah, let's face it, listen, there are almost 8 billion people right now in the world. And if you're sitting there trying to tell me that each and every baby was meticulously planned from start to finish, and the parents of those babies were all emotionally, mentally, and financially responsible enough to actually have that baby, their little miracle of life, then you, my friend, are just full of shit. A large majority of us are simply mistakes. Maybe not mistakes in the traditional sense, like, oh, I didn't know the condom broke and now I'm pregnant, blah, blah, blah. But we are mistakes. Listen, I have friends on Facebook, couples, and it's weird because they post things like, they say things like, you'll see the standard posts. They work a regular job, getting paid 10, 15 bucks an hour, whatever it is. And they're all like, oh man, we're about to lose our house. We can't afford to pay the mortgage. We don't know what we're going to do. Or we're behind on our car payment. Like I'm sick, but I can't go to the doctor because if I do that, my copay, or with my copay, I can't afford to buy food. And I understand that, and I appreciate that. But then like a month later, all of a sudden they're posting stuff like, hey, we just found out we're pregnant. Man, we're going to have a baby. Isn't that great? And I'm like, no, that's not great. That's a fucking mistake. You just spent the last 3 months posting about how you can't afford to feed yourselves. You can't afford to house yourselves. Bringing a baby into the world isn't going to help any of that. It's just not. And even if it was planned, right now financially and mentally, you are not ready to have that baby. And I don't think there's anything wrong with calling people out on that. It's a mistake. I think most people have kids for the same reason most people have sports cards or large comic book collections. They're just trying to fill a space in their soul that their parents left them because they weren't loved enough when they were children. But it's weird because you can even plan, right? You could be the person who's mentally, emotionally, financially ready to have a kid. And you have that kid, and you take the time and you take the effort. Both parents work full time. You don't get a divorce. You don't make the child decide between mom and dad, which is going to happen the majority of the time anyway. Let's face it. But you don't do that, and you raise that child the best you can. You teach it morals. You teach it right from wrong. You teach that child good from bad. And even when you do all that, that child grows up and things can go horribly wrong. And then what's the price you pay for doing all that and having that baby and raising that baby? Your name is shamed forever. Your name is going to be associated with what this child who grew up that you had, what they did. Let me ask you this. Do you really think Jeffrey Dahmer's parents get invited to a neighborhood potluck dinner? No, they don't. Because nobody wants to eat food out of a Dahmer family Tupperware container. They don't. The neighbors are just all huddling together going on, well, let's not invite them. I don't think they know what we mean when we say finger food. Probably real fingers. They just don't get invited. So their legacy, Jeffrey Dahmer's parents, and I've seen interviews with them, they're very straightforward, very normal. The American dream, and their name is now shamed forever. They raised their child right, they thought. They raised them to know right from wrong. But something happened. And now they don't get to go to potluck dinners. So yeah, I think it's okay to make fun of babies under certain circumstances. I'm not saying anything horrible about babies. I like children that are not mine because they're fun to play with. As they're growing up, they're giggly and they're running around, and you can have some fun and get some exercise with them. They have boundless energy and it makes you happy to be around them. I get all that. But 24/7 is too much. Too much. And if you think about it, and this is something that always gets controversial, but if you think about it, logically, if you use just logic and reason and leave all emotional stimulus out of it. No emotions involved, just logic and reason. Nobody has ever told me one good reason, one good logical reason to have children. There is none. There's not. It's all emotional. I've had people who say, well, I thought that too, but then when I had my baby, oh, I realized how much joy and happiness it gave me and how close I was to another. Yeah. Good for you. But that's still emotional. That's some emotional bullshit. That's not logic or reason. They don't do anything. They don't work. They don't pay their way. You're spending money on top of money. And like I said, it might not work out in the end. So there's not one logical reason for anyone to have kids anymore. Like I said, almost 8 billion people in the world. Really, that's more than enough. That is far more than enough. And so what makes me angry is like today, if you haven't heard, the Senate passed with no Republican support, by the way, so fuck you, Republicans. But they passed a COVID-19 relief bill, which will give to single people making less than $80,000 a year, like myself, another $1,400 on top of the $600 we got a few months ago, to make it an even $2,000. But people with kids, they get privileges. They do. Even if it's a bad choice for them to have kids, even if they can't afford those kids, they still get privileges. Like anybody that has 3 or 4 kids, they'll get a lot more money. Like counting themselves and their 3 kids and a spouse that they have one, or a living boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. They're going to get like $7,000. They're going to get $7,000. And because I chose, logically, not to have kids, because it's just not the right thing to do, I would be a horrible, horrible father, I feel like I'm being punished for it. We used to have that at work too, when I worked at a factory. Like people would always leave early because they would get a phone call going, oh, your kid's sick, I'm the babysitter, your kid's sick. And then they would go, I just got a phone call, my kid's sick, I got to leave early, and go ahead. I didn't have that fallback. It's like what I was going to say. I was, oh, hey, my Xbox just called, and it's getting a little cold. I got to go home and turn it on, warm it up, and play some games. I can't say that. So for me, it was just like you have kids, you get benefits, but they're not fair benefits. So that doesn't count in the whole work it out thing. Because if you're going to have a kid, remember, it's an 18-year commitment. Trying to use it to get out of work every once in a while, that's not a logical reason to have a kid. So, but hey, here's kids. But here's also the people who are always going back. Trying to find tweets, trying to find posts, trying to find performances of people like Sarah Silverman and others who said something that is now offensive, and trying to ruin them just because of that. I'd say fuck you. Now, Sarah Silverman did apologize, but she didn't do it because she was pressured or forced. She did it because she realized she had hurt another human being, and she is compassionate enough to take responsibility for that and say, I'm sorry. Right? And good for her. That's her choice. But I would have doubled down. I would not have apologized. At the very least, I wouldn't have apologized. I was going to like, listen, yeah, Brittany was there and she had that bad Video Music Awards performance, but she got paid. They hired me to come in and do a mini roast after the performance, which I did. I got paid. I didn't hear anybody calling out MTV. I didn't hear anybody calling them out to say, hey, where's your apology for actually putting it all together? Because they're the ones that had to sign the contracts and get the people and figure out what each one was going to do. And nobody said shit about that. Like They want to focus on the individual who accepted a gig to make money. But, we don't want to take on the company that actually paid that money, knew what was going to happen, approved everything, put it on their network, aired it. I mean, if it was so offensive, cut the shit out. But the reason these people on Twitter and other social media were able to find it is because it was so non-offensive back then. Nobody said shit. And so it was still out there. That's all. Otherwise, they would have taken it down a long time ago. But nobody ever said, hey, MTV, where's your apology? Or whatever they do. You know, those people. You know those people. I know those people. You want to come here?
No.
You want to be on camera? No? You want to be on camera? Yeah, babies, money. Babies. 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 Babies, money. You know that. Come on, she's got a kid. She has to know that. But, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. And I'm going to end this one here. I try not to make these too long because I want them to be digestible. Unlike something I ate earlier today, which was there was a lot of it, man. I could not. I forced it down, and maybe that was a mistake because I got the big titties and the belly. Gonna have to work on that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll talk to you in the next one. Have fun. Be safe. Don't apologize unless it's racist. Then fuck you. Goodbye.